Hello everyone, today I want to compare the patch 3.6 limited banner characters Nahida, Nilou, Ganyu and Baizhu in terms of anything combat related. While listening, you will also get a quick impression of their gameplay to see if they fit your preference. To start us off, there will be a short rundown of each character individually, and at the end I give you my opinion on which ones to prioritize. First, we have Baizhu. This one is a support, meaning he's all about utility like buffs, heals or shields, and also provides some off-field dendro damage, though the application rate seems kind of slow to me. There might be a possibility that he can be built in a way in which he deals pretty reasonable damage, though that's something to be tested once he releases. Gameplay-wise, he kind of reminds me of Thoma, a character who mainly wants to sustain your team while providing some buffs and off-field elemental application. Said teams will likely be Raiden, Cyno, Quicken teams, or Nilou teams, but I can see him being usable in Hyperbloom or Burgeon teams too. Though for the latter you might need to run double Dendro or use Baizhu on field to dish out enough Dendro. As for the build, the safe bet is high HP and energy recharge on the depot memory set and the prototype Ember as weapon. I actually missed that one, which was kind of a major oversight on my part, but luckily someone pointed that out under my first Baizhu video. For the utility build, I think this might just be the best 4-star weapon for pretty much any team, except for maybe Raiden's, but even there you might still see some value. Also, again, potentially there is also a viable DPS build for Baizhu, unlike the usual damage stats and the emblem set. For the reruns, I speed it up a little. First, Nahida, a regular sub DPS, meaning this character wants to deal high damage while she is off-field, by marking and tethering enemies together with her elemental skill, which deals dendro damage to every target whenever an elemental reaction is triggered. Aside from that, she also provides a good amount of utility. The burst shares a portion of the elemental mastery stat from the character who has the most of it in your team with the rest of your team. Basically, if you're looking to build a team around any type of dendro reaction, Nahida is straight up always worth considering. Next, Nilou. I consider her a support, meaning she's all about utility, mainly buffs, and she has probably the most unique one in the entire game. I think she might be the only character who actually changes how elemental reactions work. She has a mechanic which improves the bloom reaction for your entire team, making it the main source of damage. Also, her elemental skill allows you to choose between on-field and off-field hydro damage, which might also be a mechanic unique to this character. Though Nilou comes with major restrictions when it comes to teams. She only allows Hydro and Dendro characters at her side. Last we have Ganyu. This one is a classic main DPS or carry, meaning she will deal most damage while on field. She does it mostly with her charge attack, though her burst skill can be surprisingly strong in combination with Venti against large groups. There are some very popular freeze teams and really high damage melt teams built around this character, though to be fair, her gameplay is not appealing to everyone. Her charged animation is a little long and easily interrupted. Zhongli usually helps with that, but oftentimes you kind of are required to know the enemy's attack patterns and position yourself well to play Ganyu effectively. Alright, that covers all the characters, and if you want my recommendation, it's a little tough this patch, but I'd say Nahida takes the crown. She's super versatile and simple to use, very high utility while also doing respectable damage, and you have a lot of different team compositions with different game plans at your disposal. Nahida can fit any team built around any type of Dendro elemental reaction. That includes basically every Electro or Hydro and most Dendro characters plus Thoma. It's a great character who you probably won't get bored of in a long time. Next we have Ganyu. She's one of the oldest characters and was considered to have the highest damage for a long time. Until now it's still very impressive. Her teams also provide a decent amount of variety of different freeze or melt teams, and the only reason why I don't like to recommend her is, and I already alluded to it earlier, she has a fairly high skill ceiling, which I think is a big negative in a casual game. People like to pretend there's a serious meta in this game, but the reality is all about dealing high damage with ideally no effort. Now we have Baizhu, and honestly, if building him as a sub DPS is viable, I would rate him higher than Ganyu. For now, as a pure utility character, I think he is okay. He seems to provide some good buffs. The only thing I'm worried about is his off-field Dendro application. The way it works, I just see him end up applying 2 instances every 2.5 seconds, which is laughably slow, and as opposed to, for example, Thoma with already slow pyro application on a 1 second interval to trigger Burgeon, I see no real use for a character with slow off-field Dendro application. You can make up for it by using Baizhu on-field though, but that's obviously just another restriction. For now, I think Baizhu is a little bit of a wild card. I can see him being anything from amazing to completely useless. Last we have Nilou. Like I said, she is very unique and so are her teams. I would also say that it's a lot of fun playing her. The reason I put her at the very bottom of the list though is there really is only one game plan for her, which is Bloom. Yes, by now there are numerous Dendro and Hydro characters to switch it up a little, but in general it all kind of feels like the same. There's a good chance that you will get bored of this character quite fast, which is a big downside for a limited 5-star character in my opinion. If I remember correctly, people also criticized her team's single target damage, but in my experience you can use like characters who suit these type of situations decently well, for example by including Yelan, and it's perfectly fine. There you have it. I think it's Nahida as borderline must pull over Ganyu, but play the try first to see if you like her gameplay, over Baizhu for now, over Nilou the one-trick pony. And just to be clear, I don't think any of these are easy skips, at most I call them niche. The last patch we had Ayaka, and honestly I've already forgotten the other banners which were beside her, it was that obvious. This patch it gets a little more interesting. Alright, we made it to the end. I hope this helped you decide on which banner to wish on. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, stay tuned for more videos. Until then, have fun and bye bye.